Good morning. It's now 6:15, the morning of Tuesday the 24th of May. I'm Andy and this is my rather growing allotment. A couple of weeks since I've given you a quick tour, so I'll do one very quickly this morning. There's been a little bit going on. Mostly been doing with the chicken build over the last couple of weeks, as you've probably seen on previous videos. So I've been neglecting showing you what's been happening on the plots, because even though the chicken build has been going on, things have still been growing. So let's give you a quick spin round. Start off at this end as always. These are my main crop and my second early potatoes, and as you can see, we've got some life coming through. The net isn't there for anything particular, it's just somewhere to put it. It wasn't going to interfere with the growing plants. The canes mark the lines of potatoes just so I knew where they were, and as you can see, got a decent amount of potatoes coming through here. Now in here we've got pink fir apple, and the first two rows here are South Mira, so doing well. Second bed of potatoes. Now what I've done with these, in between the potatoes I've planted lettuce plugs that I've grown. So I've got Saladin and Lola Rosso here in between the potatoes, and they're looking quite good, and the potatoes are growing up between them. The idea is the lettuce will be grown and harvested long before the potatoes get to the stage where they're going to start crowding it out. That's the theory. Let's see if it works. Monty Don did it on Gardener's World, so let's have a try. Strawberries. As you can see now, the strawberries are coming really well, especially these down here. These are the ones that have been in for more than one season, so they're quite old plants, 2-3 year old, but they're doing fantastically well. Over that side at the bottom, they're the ones I've bought this year. All cool, not a problem. On the other side of the strawberry bed is the rhubarb, which again, coming on nicely. Nowhere near as advanced as last year. There's still quite a lot of mare's tail coming through that bed. I just have to get down and pull it all out. Onto my grandson's bed. Strawberries, doing fine with matting. Spare strawberries at the back, they're just there for the time being. They're going to move shortly. At the front here is a marrow plant. I did have one on that side as well, but the slugs have got that one. I didn't put pellets down, I forgot. But on this side we've got a marrow which is doing fine. And then on Sunday we put a little tripod in, and we planted beans at either end of it, and also we've got a climbing tomato and we've got a climbing squash at the back, and in front of it it's got one little old volunteer potato that has come up. So I thought I'd leave it there for him, give him something to do. The fruit beds doing really well. As you can see, we've got lots and lots of buds coming on. Hopefully these will do fine. We've had hundreds of bees all over this, because as you know, our apiary is right next door to us, so the bees are doing fantastically well. Potatoes in buckets. These really need topping up now. They're right to the top, so I'm going to put the soil into these. They've been neglected, to be honest. Done very little with them. My arch has now got things to grow up it. On this side and on that side I planted 3 climbing squash plants. These are curry squashes, so hopefully they will grow up and give us some nice display. I've also got some climbing French beans which are going to come up here as well, but they are not ready for putting out yet. They've only just started to grow since I last the first lot in the snow about 3 weeks ago. Can you believe it? I'm out here in my shirt sleeves at 6 o'clock in the morning and it's 15 degrees, and 3 weeks ago we had snow. British weather, eh? Right, the square foot gardening bed. Some of these squares are inhabited, some not, so don't worry about all the spaces. Radish in the middle doing really well. Beetroot starting to come through. I think it's been slugged a little bit at this side nearest the wood. Onions, etc. doing really well. Carrots on the far side next to the onions. More beetroot. Some overwintering lettuce. Oh yes, I said overwintering. Shows how mild the winter was. We've got a little gem there. We've got a Lola Rosso here, another little gem there, which tasted fantastic. More beetroots on the other side. The Swiss chard which has survived the winter, and then down in there, next to all the grass I need to get cut, are some more carrots. First early bed, doing really well. As you can see, every single plant has come up that I had in, and looking forward to trying these out, see what they're like. Garlic and onions, going okay, what can I say? This bed was full of weeds last time you saw it. I've worked hard on this and cleared it all out. There's still a few pernicious weeds coming through, a little bit of mare's tail, a little bit of couch grass maybe. But so I'm going to cover this with compost later on today and hopefully get them all out, all the weeds coming through. These plants are red currants and white currants. I was planning on moving them this year, just haven't had the time to do it, so I'm going to get the bed ready for moving them and move them in the autumn stroke winter when they're gone dormant. So for another year I'm going to end up with fruit where I didn't want it. Speaking of which, look at the fruit on that. I've got black currants, red currants, absolutely looking fantastic. And right in the middle there as well, I've got gooseberries, which are absolutely going wild. So if I get as much fruit off there as I did last year, I'll be very, very happy. Over this side, these are my overwintering parsnips and my celery. And yes, again, overwintering celery, and it has worked. A few weeds in there, as you can see, but I need to get in there and clear those out. But the parsnips, I thought they were dead. Put them in here. Let's stay to that. Wonderful. Okay, this bed at the back of the forest of canes is broad beans. Doing okay, getting to about 2 foot tall, about 2'6" maybe now. Lots and lots of flowers on them, so I'm hoping for a good crop from those. Then at the front I've made myself a little wigwam, and at the bottom I've got some climbing tomato planted, and in front of them some patty pan squashes. These are the white patty pans. The leeks have been mostly harvested. I've left a few weedy specimens in just to see if I can get a bit more growth on them before I need to take them out. I don't need this bed just yet, so we shall see how we do with that. Then at the back of this is my son's bed. Again, this was made from his actual bed frame from when he was at home. We've got leeks in this end which are getting close to nearly needing to come out. Not starting to, oh yes, actually I've just seen one starting to go to seed. Again, this, if you can see it, this is a leek flower about to happen. When you see those, what you need to do is snap them off, break them off, and dig the leek out, because otherwise you've got a hard core going straight the way through the leek, which will basically stop it from doing anything. 2 more squashes and some garlic. They're looking tatty because the old chicken pen was right up against the edge and the chickens loved reaching through and pulling them out. But they're still growing, so hopefully we're fine. We shall see. And of course, the chickens. They seem to be loving it in their new enclosure. We put a load of bark in extra for them on Sunday. Just piled it in the middle and they do all the spreading for you. I don't need to work on this. And they seem to be nice and healthy and happy. See 2 of them at the moment, so I presume the third one's still inside the coop. I'll have to go in there in a minute to just check on her, make sure she's okay. But, oh no, she's down there by the door. She's hiding from us. A lot of work still to do on here. All the junk at the back of there needs to be taken out, the ground levelled, flags put down, all sorts of stuff to go. Then I've got to build a shed, so there's a lot to do still. A lot of junk here still, which is from inside the chicken run I've got to find a home for. And I'll just go you quickly inside the greenhouse before I finish, so I'm forgetting again. Now half of this stuff is coming out through the day and going on the frame outside. That's why it looks quite full in here at the moment. But I think I've overdone tomatoes. I've got a tray there with a dozen tomatoes in, a tray there with a dozen tomatoes in, seedling trays there with probably 2 dozen tomatoes in still. I've got some tomatoes there. I'll put a dozen outside. I think I might have done a bit too many. Anyway, celeriac growing strongly over there. The shade netting, by the way, is working wonderful. It's doing what it's supposed to do. Having said that, it did get to 36 degrees in here yesterday, even with the shade netting on and the door open. Under here are all the brassicas, which I'm hoping will be fine. Again, they're getting quite leggy in here, but I can bury them deeper when I repot them on. I just need the space to do it. So a lot of the stuff in here, a lot of the kales, a lot of the courgettes, etc. going out today when I find a space for them. Sweet corn, doing fine. Again, this will be going out very shortly. I need to get another couple of inches tall on it, and then they're going out. Then under here we have got bush beans doing well, and we've got some climbing squashes, and at the front some climbing pumpkins, and more tomatoes. I definitely overdone the tomatoes, haven't I? Anyway, I'm going to sign off now. About 10 minutes on this altogether, so that's enough for you for today. As you can see, things are doing well. We're growing nicely, coming along. Everything is going the way I want it. Just wish I had another couple of days a week to actually work down here. But unfortunately, I have to go out to work, so it doesn't work that way. Once again, thanks to all my new subscribers. I seem to have had a little jump in subscribers over the last few days. Not sure why, but thank you very much and welcome. If you haven't already subscribed and you're watching this and you like what you're seeing, if you hit the subscribe button, you'll get to see everything that's coming up new. I'm going to be going into the bees shortly and doing a video on that. So if you're into bees, you want to know more about bees, stay tuned. We'll get something for you if we can do. Still not worked out logistics of how we're going to film and inspect at the same time and get enough detail on it so you can see what's happening. But we'll work it out. So from a very, very bright and sunny Manchester or Oldham allotments, thanks very much for watching, and I'll speak to you on the next video. Bye for now.